Now joining us on the line now is the man who will be headlining Country Box this Tuesday night, October 1st at the Troubadour, Nashville, Tennessee, undefeated super middleweight Miadel Sando, who takes on Derek Finley for the WBG super middleweight championship. Miadel, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Just waiting for the days to pass by, man.
We're recording this a few days before the fight. Tell us about this fight. Derek Finley, he's a real, I mean, to say he's a grizzled veteran is an understatement. Guy's been in there with pretty much everybody. What are your thoughts a few days out?
Man, nah, man. I've actually watched them, man, throughout the years, so it's man, it's I'm just happy about it, man. Going in there with a guy like that.
14-0, 9 knockouts. This is now your third appearance on Country Box. I mean, a fight like this, a guy who's, to be kind, he's a stepping stone type of opponent. He has been for many of the top, guys around middleweight, super middleweight for many, many years. What does a win do for you? Obviously, it'll pick you up a world championship, this WBG World Championship, with that you'll be the first one at the super middleweight division.
Man, I'm not overlooking at him at all. I'm training hard as hell, bro, for it. I know what he's capable of doing. So I'm training hard, man, and I know what I'm capable of doing. So, man, if for how I'm training, man, I think this would be the best I've ever looked. So, you know, I'm ready for everything else that comes after that. But right now, my focus is on this fight.
This is your third appearance on the Country Box Series. How have you liked your first two? And obviously, it's your hometown now of Nashville. And talk about that experience. It's a very hot property going every couple weeks now down in Nashville.
Man, nah, the my first fight with Country Box, man, I was not signed with Jimmy, and that was like after a two year and some change layoff. Then my second, I signed with Jimmy, and everything's been going great, man. Everything, I expect a lot of people, man, a lot of Cubans and everything else come through this Tuesday.
You mentioned the 2 year layoff. You're a guy performed very well in a couple national television appearances, a couple fights with PBC and so forth. Were some opponents you feel not wanting to fight you, even though you had the undefeated record?
Nah, man, I had a lot of offers and everything, man, but I was under a contract that it was not allowing me to do, take fights and all that. So that's why it was the reason I wasn't fighting.
You mentioned, a lot of hopefully a lot of the Cubans coming through on Tuesday, October 1st. Jimmy Adams, and we'll talk to him later in the show. He he's acquired quite a few of hot Cuban prospects, and you're above that. You're inching or maybe you're clawing your way into being called a contender in the super middleweight division. Who knew Nashville was a hotbed for Cuban fighters?
Man, it's funny, man. It's funny. The other day, I think at the last show, we was at the fights, man. It was like four Cubans sitting together and we all boxed. And the announcer was like, "Oh man, this looks like the Cuban Missile Crisis or something like that." But it was cool,
Well,
man. Fun, you know.
you've been there for several years. A lot of the three other fighters, Ermis, Fernando, and who am I missing here? But definitely Ernest and Fernando. They've come in the last year, so you've been there for quite a few years now. How's it feel to know that some of your countrymen, have come up to Nashville? Is it you're probably there to help them out, kind of learn the lay of the land, so to speak?
I don't know, man. It's well, we hang out outside the boxing. You know what I'm saying? So we get along great, man. And that's one of the things that is fun, because we get along. It's not just being stable mates, man. We actually have a good bond together. So we help each other out, man. We push each other in training, so it's fun, man.
I'm there twice a month. Is there any good Cuban restaurants in Nashville?
Man, there isn't, man. I know Kentucky, Louisville,
Yeah.
Kentucky, but I think in over here they got like a little truck. They got like a little
Okay.
truck. Good Cuban food, yeah.
I may have to search that. I'm a big fan of the Cuban sandwiches.
Uh,
Terrific.
yeah, in Florida.
So again, not really looking. You said you're not looking past this guy. He's a tough veteran, has been in there. But I mean, where do you see yourself in the next 6 months as we come to the close of 2024, and maybe by the middle of 2025, you feel that a big fight is going to come your way? I mean, you're in a division, and we'll get into that in a second. But about some of the other guys in the division, where do you see yourself? Then maybe the next 6 9 months.
And after this fight, I want to fight again. I'm pretty sure Jim is gonna get me in there again by the end of the year. So get that them, and next year, man, it's on, man. Next year I want the big names, man. It's about time. It's time. I want names, man. I know I'm capable of beating any top 20 guy 20 in the country. So I'm ready for all that, man.
You mean you look at Canelo, and who knows if a fight with that can be made? But even underneath Canelo, you got Munguia, you got Berlanga, you got Eric Bazinian, who just fought Munguia. The David Morrell, he wants to go back down. I mean, that'd be Cuban on Cuban
Yeah.
action going on. You got Benavides if he wants to come back down to 68. There's also a lot of up and comers. The kid out of Canada, Glacius, another Cuban fighter, if I'm not mistaken. Are you looking? Do you look kind of look to the side or look forward to those guys, or you just kind of you just focus on what you're doing?
Now I'm focused on what I'm doing, of course, but of course, I know all those guys. A lot of them guys that you mentioned, I've actually had offers, before I signed with Jimmy, but I was not because the contract I was in. But I actually had fights with that. I actually had an offer with that guy that Munguia fought. I had offers with Berlanga, Anthony Jarde over there in London. Like, I had a Pacheco, Diego Pacheco. He's one of the top
Yeah,
two.
another one, yeah.
I had offers with all those guys. So 2025, man, I think I'm just leave it to Jimmy, man. He'll handle the business side, and I just got to say yes.
So you feel you're in a real good spot, especially the win, like you said, maybe to close out another fight on Country Box before the end of the year. You're in a good spot to maybe get one of those guys, later down the line in 2025.
Oh, definitely, man. Like I'm ready for it, man. Any of those guys, you know, uh, it don't really matter, man. Just any of those guys, any of the top guys, I want.
The Country Box it's seen on so many different platforms and for free. Have you seen in the past couple fights? Again, this is gonna be your third fight. A couple more people maybe hitting you up on the DM saying good fights. Some. You're gaining some fans. Fighting on a platform that a lot of people around the world are watching.
Oh yeah, man. Of course, man. I was with my girl not too long ago. I was at I think Academy of Sports, and this kid, man, he was like, "Hey, man, ain't you the boxer?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I seen you on he seen me on TV and everything, with Country Box." So I was like, "Man, that's pretty cool." But of course, man, a lot of people know me out here. Also, I've been out here 20 something years since I was 10 years old. You
Yeah.
know, so I got a big fan base out here.
And it continue to grow. And I'm sure with a big win on Tuesday night, it's even going to get bigger. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we see you on Tuesday night, October the 1st, live on Country Box? And we take on Derek Finley for the WBG Super Middleweight Championship.
Now, to all my fans to come out, support, it's gonna be not just my fight. I know my fight is gonna be great, but it's gonna be so many good fights in there, so many good talent, local and not from here. But I'm just come out. I'm gonna give y'all a show. I feel great. If I fight like how I'm feeling, it's gonna be a quick night.
You expecting a knockout?
Yeah, man. I don't think nobody likes to fight 10 rounds, man, or I don't think nobody likes to fight a long distance fight. You know. So
Finley's a. I mean, that'd be a real feather in your cap. He's a pretty durable guy. Durable guy. Do you feel that'd be a real feather in your cap if you get him out of there?
yeah, man, that'd be nice, man. You know, if I see it and I feel it, man, I'm gonna take it. You know. So
There,
I'm ready.
there
I'm
you.
ready for 10 rounds. I'm ready for
Where do
10.
we where do we find you on Instagram?
Everybody can follow me at Miadel Sando. Miadel Sando on Instagram or Facebook.
There you have it, Miadel Sando. Main event time this Tuesday night, October the 1st, live on Country Box. We thank you for a few minutes of your time. Look forward to getting down to Nashville and seeing you Monday at the Wayne and Tuesday night in the ring.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.